Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. Great to have you here. I'm Laura Painter. We start tonight with a major U.S. Supreme Court decision that limits a key section of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In a 6-3 decision, the court struck down a Louisiana congressional map that added a second majority black district in the state, calling the map an unconstitutional gerrymander. The district was created because lower courts decided the voting power of black communities was being diluted. The state only had one black majority district of its 6, despite black people representing a third of the state's voting age population. The move has long been protected by Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, but today the U.S. Supreme Court reversed the lower court decisions. In your State Matters tonight, the ruling could have an impact on the ongoing legal battle against California's Prop 50. ABC 10 political reporter Jenny Huh has been following this story closely and breaks down what it all means. Jenny.
Laura, as you may remember, back in January, the Supreme Court denied an emergency request by California Republicans to halt the implementation of Prop 50 maps. That request was denied, though the larger case on the constitutionality of the maps is still ongoing. Today, these opponents tell me they now have new momentum.
What the Supreme Court has actually done emboldens our case.
Republican Assemblymember David Tongipaw has emerged as a leading voice in the No on Prop 50 movement and a lawsuit challenging the temporary redrawing of California's congressional maps. These new maps could benefit Democrats by giving them a 5-seat advantage.
You can't just say, well, that area is dominated by Latinos, I'm going to make a Latino district. You can't just say that that area is dominated by black people, I'm going to make a black district.
That's the argument, that the redrawn maps unconstitutionally use race to advance political interests, favoring Hispanic and Latino voters in gerrymandering. Though California Democrats have argued and the courts have upheld, it was partisan redistricting, a political counter to Texas's mid-decade redistricting to give Republicans 5 more seats.
They've been unsuccessful to this point, and I expect them to continue to be unsuccessful into the future.
But with the Supreme Court ruling 6-3 to narrow how Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act can be applied even in cases meant to help minority voters, opponents of Prop 50 believe the justices would have to rule against Prop 50 should it be proved race played a key factor in drawing the maps.
The Supreme Court made California's maps even more suspect because it said you can't draw lines based on race, and all the things the court described are exactly what California did.
Christian Adams is president of the conservative, election integrity-focused Public Interest Legal Foundation. His Prop 50 lawsuit has been consolidated with that of Tongipaw and the California Republican Party.
This ruling could provide a little oomph to the proponents of that litigation.
Texas only worked in politics. California used race to justify it because the majority party in this state can't stop talking about race.
They might think that it gives them some level of additional support. The promise of Proposition 50 is something that we have to fulfill in November.
California Democratic Party Chair Rusty Hicks emphasizing Democrats will need to win big in the midterms in light of what they warn could be the broader implications of the ruling. Fewer Democratic districts with majority-minority voters, so a benefit to Republicans, they say.
A number of states around the country that adopt new maps that adversely impact or in fact take away some districts that have a majority-minority voters.
And the national picture here, several states are also moving forward with redistricting ahead of the midterms. Here in California, Governor Newsom is criticizing Florida's approach after lawmakers just approved maps backed by Governor Ron DeSantis that supporters say benefit Republicans. Newsom writing on X in part, quote, "No input, no vote of the people. Democracy is dying under Ron DeSantis." Laura.
All right, Jenny Huh with the update for us tonight. Thank you.